Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's Theresa here. I'm sharing day 12 of my 2021 October Daily album with you today. And so let's get started. To begin with, I have the back of day 11, which is a 3x4 and 4x6 pocket page. The cut file that I'm working with is from the Silhouette Design Store, designed by Jillibean Soup. I will have product links and product numbers for you down below. And so what my idea was to use this, to use the positive space from this cut file as an entire insert. And so I've cut it out on the silhouette. It mostly fits within the 7 inches wide by 8¼ inch height. It was a little tight on the edges, and I was concerned about whether or not that would hold up really well, but I think it's pretty good. I've cut it from just plain black cardstock. This is untextured cardstock from Close to My Heart. And so I'm gonna just cut it out here. It's mostly centered on the page, and then punch the holes so that it can go into the album. And that was where I was kind of debating on whether or not that little triangle on each of the sides, if that was going to be okay. I think it'll be just fine. And so I'm going to leave that for a while and work on the pockets. So the story I have for this day, I actually don't know what I was planning to write as the story. I just took this photo of Alan and my son in the kitchen. This is our kitchen from the living room. And I didn't have anything in my notes in particular about this day. And so I'm kind of just flying by the seat of my pants. And I'm going to work with the photo and hopefully gather some fun supplies and create a fun page. And so I decided to use the Cocoa Daisy Halloween kit from 2021. And I'm just pulling the stamp set, the alphabets, the puffy stickers, some of the embellishments here that I had set aside, and of course some of the 3x4 journaling cards that were a part of that collection. There were also some pattern papers. I'm not going to use those in this layout, but that's sort of my starting point. And there was also a washi tape. So let's see, yeah, how this is going to go. Right now I'm just sort of getting some thoughts together, kind of trying to figure it out. And so let's start with a little embellishment cluster here on the photo. And so the circle stamp, I'm going to stamp half of it at the top of this photo, like it's sort of falling off the page. And I'm going to let that be sort of the home base for some other die cuts or whatever I decide that I want to work on. And the benefit of using a stamp like this as a home base is that even though it didn't really stamp perfectly, it doesn't really matter. It's still going to have presence here on this page just by adding a couple of little puffy stickers. And then you don't really notice, you don't really notice that the stamping didn't come out perfect. And so I'm going to write my journaling here on this card with the bats. And the bats sort of take center stage. As you follow through the process video, you'll see that I had already added the puffy sticker to the photo. And so it made sense to use this journaling card that had more bats and just sort of use that as a central theme. And you'll notice if you go look at the blog post with this, you'll notice the story, the journaling that I wrote was sort of a tongue-in-cheek about how the spooky boos that live in our house go into the boo kitchen and eat the boo snacks and spoil their boo dinners that we're busy toiling over. And so it was just kind of a little tongue-in-cheek journaling there that kind of takes it on a fun twist and fits in, of course, with the October Daily theme. So I hope you'll check out the blog post today. I'll also have days 10 and 11 on the blog. And so the next journal card that I'm going to work on is just going to be a filler card, kind of a title card. And so there's already the cut file itself has a lot of text going on. It's a very graphic sort of element already with this layout. So I cut out the branches and decided to put those onto this little, it's kind of a subtle grid background, and then that will help just make a little embellishment cluster here. And so I'm gonna just similar to what I've done on the previous days, is just make it look like these things cascaded on the card. And I chose the witch's hat, the pumpkins, the owl, and of course some of the word strips here, and that beautiful title die cut. I really liked that, and that kind of inspired this whole card, I guess, because I just wanted a spot for that. It fits in with the kitchen theme here. And then, of course, I also added some of these little puffy dots that were part of the puffy stickers there. And so then I had the idea that I should add more to the photo. So I'm just adding all of the things here. And I was joking to a friend the other day, talking about how you can tell I've been on the Tracy Reed creative team, because these days I tend to just add all the things to my layouts, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's just made it a lot more fun, and I'm not really worried about, is it too much or is it not enough? It's just right. If you love it and you enjoyed making it, then it's just right. And so you'll notice that I also added a bat die cut and 2 of the pumpkins at the bottom of the photo as well. And so I think the pockets are all mostly done, I think, but I know that I still need to add a number to the page because that doesn't show up anywhere. And I was sort of thinking about this cauldron on the die cut here. And so I thought I would add another owl here, and he sort of looks like he's commanding the kitchen, I think, or he's flying out of the pot. Either one, I don't know. You tell me. But I kind of liked it. It just leaves the back sort of, there's nothing there on the back, and that's okay. It's all good. I also added a little word strip at the bottom. I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to tie it to the pockets somehow. And again, as I mentioned, I sort of need to add the number as well. And typically, this is different for me. Typically, I start the layout knowing that I need to add a number, and I almost forgot. I almost forgot to add a number to this page. But I did, of course, remember. And so I'm just going to try to figure out here what my options are and what's the best way to incorporate a number into this page. There's, I have quite a few options here. And then I put this little circle 12 down. First I put the black one down, and then I put the white one down, and I realized that the white is probably exactly the right one. And so I'm going to glue that down at the top, which looks great on the front. And then, of course, it kind of stuck down. So I had to clean it up a little bit on the back. So that is my layout for day 12. Thank you so much for following along. Thank you for all the love and the beautiful comments that you guys have been leaving me. I appreciate that so much. And I will see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.